Well, the Leonardo is about corporate learning, and corporate learning needs more spotlight. And what we try to achieve is to make a big campfire or to create a lighthouse for corporate learning. Because there's a lobby for a lot of different areas of learning, for kindergarten education, for school education, for university education, even for senior people's education. And in between we have 36 years about corporate learning, which really has a huge impact on Europe and has a huge impact on the quality of our work and the quality of our living. So I think we have to put more spotlight on corporate learning, and with the Leonardo and with the Leonardo network behind, we tried to create that light for corporate learning.
Why it's so important is to live the message, the spirit of Leonardo, which is saper verdere, learning to see, which is about reducing the ignorance of our society. And that's why it's so important for the future to learn to pick up the signals, weak or strong signals, about what is happening right now in our society and how that can be transformed into practice in our enterprises and institutions.
I think the advantage of Leonardo is that it is an award who looks forward to people who have made a development in the area of management or crossing borders with new ideas or developing companies. I think these are very important factors. And I think what has to be done for the future is perhaps for the public, it should be made even more detailed, clear what are the criterions that somebody can become that award. That will give perhaps even more, how should I say, a branding in the future. But overall, it was really an excellent idea of the founders and of the board to develop the Leonardo Award into that direction with that three categories.
I think we are currently exactly at an interface between a learning philosophy which you could say comes from the past. I'm not saying that it's not modern, but it's somehow you get the feeling this time that the paradigms which have changed over time now are at a mature state, and they have been presented in all the three presentations. The future certainly will be, and we will see that in a second by Professor Mitra, that totally new paradigms in learning will come up. That has to do with a change in generation, because the next generation is a network generation. They have completely different approaches to learning, and we will see that it's no more the learning given by some institution from the top rather than it's going bottom up.
I think this celebration tonight has opened up some eyes for some of the participants, how important it really is to have leaders, to have managers, to have people in corporate companies, but in other organizations too, who are really dedicated and who have really recognized the relevance of knowledge and of sharing knowledge and of fostering education inside and outside their companies. So another aspect is with Sugata Mitra to show how easy it can be to really support and provide children with not so much money, but a very good idea and with enthusiasm, what you can really change. And I think we are in the dawn of a paradigm shift concerning education and thinking about learning and sharing knowledge. And so I think this award has a beautiful future, because there are many, many people like these who really earn to be awarded for their work and for their professionalism and enthusiasm in this thing.
Well, the Leonardo Award is firstly a corporate award. However, it's, at least this one, is not focusing on a corporate issue. It's focusing on a social issue. And that's very important, because that shows a certain commitment of the corporate world towards the society, which actually helps them to grow. So I think that awards like this, developed by corporate bodies or groups of corporate bodies, increases the confidence of people in the ability of corporations to encourage advancement, development, innovation, or whatever.
Well, the Leonardo is a vision, is a mission. And Leonardo promotes the idea of learning. And to me, learning is development of humans, is development of autonomy, and as well. So Leonardo has a very, very important message because it brings forward how we can develop wealth, not only monetarily, but from the being and from the development through learning. So that's why Leonardo is a very important idea, and we would wish that it has an impact in organizations, transforming from an industrial society to a knowledge and to a learning society. That's why Leonardo is very important for me.
I think the importance of the Leonardo Award is the attitude towards knowledge and how to deal with it, how to deal with learning. What we find is that learning is very often reduced to a speciality, and people don't consider implications, dependencies, interdependencies. And the Leonardo, because it tries to really grasp the spirit of what Leonardo was symbolizing, that he bridges fantasy, business, and engineering. That is what we want to grasp for learning and this kind of holistic approach. So we root it in the past because Jacques Delors, as you know, has been the first laureate, and he has been in the last century. He developed the thoughts of learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, learning to be. But we feel this hasn't really been considered thoroughly. So we want to get that across. And when you look at the laureates of this year, you suddenly find that companies like Festo, they live this spirit. So we feel we should try to get this spirit across and to make people see how important it is, how socially responsible it is, and how valuable it is, and even that it is really worthwhile also as a business case.